Hey, welcome to my channel where I talk about dolls, and that's literally it. And in this video, I'm going to be redressing my Wednesday Addams doll by American Girl in some handmade fashions that a fellow Canadian collector has made for her Wednesday Addams doll. Because the thing that happened with Wednesday in Canada is, as most of you would know, she was sold on the American Girl website, and then there seemed to be some kind of reserve for Amazon, the American side of the app, and nothing came out in Canada. So the doll sold out pretty quickly, especially for an American Girl release, limited edition release, because they make so many and they're so expensive. And so when she sold from the website, it's like they pulled the rest from Amazon USA, and they didn't make it to Amazon Canada at that time. But then, nearly 2 months later, there was all of a sudden this, I think there were probably about 30 that were put on the website at first, on the Amazon Canada app. And it seemed to coincide, maybe, I'm just clutching at straws here because who knows, it seemed to coincide with the actual drop of the series season 2 going on to Netflix. So maybe that's what was originally planned. Like they were always planning to put some of the Wednesday Addams dolls on Amazon Canada, because where else would these dolls have come from all of a sudden 2 months after the fact? And so the good thing about that, and why I have these outfits here now in this box here, is because there's a Canadian collector, and I've talked about her. I've shown her outfits in the past on my other American Girl dolls. And just so if you're curious, she goes by the name Lady Sean Bell Creations, and I brought out her bag because she included with one of her outfits, just in case anyone's curious. Because whenever I show her outfits, people are like, "Oh, where can we get those outfits that she made?" And the fact is, she only sells them in a Facebook group within Canada. So it's an American Girl Canada Facebook group, which is a very complicated thing to say. So that's the only way that you can get any of these things. She just doesn't have an Etsy, or she doesn't sell anywhere else. And because everything she makes sells fast enough that you have to pounce on it, I don't think she has any reason to sell outside of where she sells right now. And so what I was saying is, she's one of the people, one of the lucky Canadians who got the Wednesday Addams doll. And I say that it's a good thing because she's been having so much fun with her Wednesday Addams doll, making outfits from the second season of the show. So pretty accurate to what Jenna Ortega wears in the show. So I think I've explained this enough. I just put this out here just to show that I do have other fashions. I'm not going to dress her in it for this video because I have already shown that when I unboxed Wednesday, probably a month or two ago at this point, I'm not sure anymore, I already dressed her in that. And one of the things I forgot to mention about when I said the lucky Canadians who got her when she first came out on Amazon Canada, I don't think I made it clear that she was really cheap. So when you buy, if I paid a lot for my doll because, somebody had to help me and then have her shipped here. So she ended up probably costing, I'm going to guess here, somewhere around, if I converted it to Canadian, but I luckily had some USD funds, she probably would have cost around 500 plus to get her to Canada. And when they put them on the Amazon Canada app, they were only $340. So that's less than the retail price of what American Girl actually sold them for. And that's why I say the people who ended up getting her from there were very lucky because they got her at a discounted price. And just so you know, I was one of the lucky people because anyone who saw me unboxing Wednesday when I did the first one, I said, oh, if she came to Amazon Canada, I would have been tempted to buy a second one because I would have wanted one to keep mint in the box and then one to sort of play with. But then when I got I opened her up and I played with her, sure, but I really loved the box presentation. So I ended up, after that video, putting her right back in the box and then displaying her that way. And the reason I say I want her displayed that way is because I love the Wednesday character, and I love the aesthetic of the doll, and I love the way she was presented in the box. So I really was kind of, I don't know if bummed is the right word, but I just thought, okay, it's probably good that Amazon Canada didn't get her because I knew I would have bought a second one. And see, put my money where my mouth is. When I say these things, I do mean it, that I would have gotten a second one. So now, before I get to the outfits, maybe I'll put chapters so you don't have to sit through all this if you don't want to, but I'm going to open my second Wednesday, so the one that I'm going to keep mint on display, so that I can finally, and I can finally keep her out and play with her, because I've had this, so like I said, this was shipped at the end, she came out to Amazon Canada at the end of September, but I haven't had any space to display her because I've been downsizing and stuff like that, so I'm finally have made enough room because of the outfits. Now I can finally open her and enjoy both versions of my Wednesday doll. And I feel like this has been a ridiculously long opening to a video, probably the worst, because I had so much to explain before I jump in, because when I get to the outfits, I do want to show them and share them up close and go over the details together, because the Sean Bell Creations She makes really nice detailed clothes. And because I got 3 outfits, I should say that I got 3 outfits, but I think there were 5, and I was trying not to be greedy and buy them all, but I wanted them all. But I just know that, you know, everybody wants her outfits when they come out. And that's what I was trying to say is they go really fast. Like if you're not online, oops, that's really loud, but I just want to show, in case you didn't see when I opened the last one, here is my second one, and I can have 2 Wednesdays. Oh, and you know what? She's actually in better shape. Her face is actually more perfect. No offense to this one. I love her. But I'm really glad that the one I'm going to keep mint has like, and this is a Josefina mold, and as some of you will probably know, I just have no luck with her. So this is probably the best. This might be my best. I'm being really dramatic, but this might be my best Josefina mold eye placement wise. Wow. How lucky. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you through the glare because I actually want to keep, you know what, let me take off the cover at least. That way I can, you know, get to see what her number is and show you her details close up. And I'm not just being dramatic. While I was off camera, you know, getting her out, I laid her down and picked her back up a few times, and she really does have perfect eyes because, you know, sometimes it's a fluke the way they open them. But here, now let me, this is so stupid, I know, because I already have a Wednesday open beside me. But look, I finally got a Josefina mold doll with absolutely perfect eye placement. And I do have some Josefina mold dolls that are pretty good. They're pretty close to perfect. And I know we shouldn't expect perfection because they're just mass produced or limited edition at however many there are. It's like 6,000, right? 6,000. That is still mass produced. So anyway, I am really, really happy with this. It's probably the happiest I've ever been with a Josefina mold doll. And I know I've said that like 50 times by now, but it's really shocking, startling when I get such a nice Josefina. See, they can do it. They just have to figure out what makes her special. So let me leave her over here since she's in such good shape. I was going to take her off and be like, we only need one at Wednesday Addams on the screen, but now I think I can go with the rest of the video with both of them up here. Another thing I should probably note is that for the last couple months, Canada Post so like USPS in Canada, they've been on strike. And then they started this thing called rotational strikes. So they're sort of going through, I don't know what that means exactly, but I think at certain points, this region will be on strike and then it'll be this one. So it's really hit or miss of when you're going to get your mail. So because I got 3 outfits, I was like, okay, I'm just going to pay a little bit extra and get the prepaid boxes. One of the extra small prepaid box. And I think it's about 20 bucks Canadian, because I was going to have to pay, about 16 to get all 3 shipped, or would have been 12. Whatever it was, I wanted to, try to have them here really quickly. Because of like, now I can finally with my doll and share the outfits with you for spooky season. I don't know if I made that clear. It's the perfect way to end off spooky season is with Wednesday Addams. It's like in her name. So it's like, it was all perfect. So I just wanted to get them here and have it and enjoy her for the end of Halloween. I mean, I'm going to enjoy her all year long, but I'm just saying for spooky season. So as you can see, she sends the outfits in multiple packages. There are only 3. And I'm going to have trouble sorting what's what. You want to know something? I have to confess something. Okay, I think these go together. And it looks like these go together. And then this is one outfit. So like I said, 3 outfits. What should I start with? Because what I was about to confess is I know the show has been out for over a month, but I haven't had time to watch it. So I don't know where the context of these outfits were, where they, how they appear in the show. But when she posted her outfits for sale, she put, just like a still image of Wednesday Addams wearing it in the show. So that's my only impression of the outfits so far. And I love them and I would love to see her in them. And one day I want to sit down when I can watch the entire thing all at once and remove some of the spoilers from my brain, but one of them is impossible. So that's why I'm procrastinating a bit, but I'll see the show soon. But because I haven't seen the show, I'm not totally positive what shoes she would wear. I know she wouldn't necessarily wear these, but I do have 3 pairs of, well, actually I have 4, but only 3 outfits. So I'm going to just try to guess what I think would look good based on the outfits themselves. And this outfit, or these boots here, they're Maple Leaf boots, and they're shiny black vinyl with silver buckles. And I know that Sean Bell displayed at least one of her dolls in these boots. So I think I'll just pick which one I think they'll go best with based on what is in the outfit. And the funny thing about these boots is when you see them, like if you try to guess what kind of outfit that comes with, what would you expect? Maybe some kind of Halloween costume or some alt goth maybe type of fashion, maybe Alexi, because she's kind of she's a, an urban girl. Nope, these are from a Christmas outfit. And even though they don't really, there's silver sequins on them, there are silver sequins, but other than that, yeah, they don't really look like they'd be Christmas boots, now do they? And another pair of boots I have, black boots, are these shiny Dr. Martin style boots that are sparkly. They're from the CYO shop, and I feel like it would go best with this. And then I have a pair of black Converse style shoes that I don't think, now that I'm looking at this in person, I don't think it would go with that. But I also have these shiny black plain shoes that have flocking or velvet around the side that I think might go with this outfit. This is pants, right? Yeah. So that's what I think is going to go. And those are from, Gott's did the Kid Sister line, and I think those are the meat shoes from a Gott sister, but I got it with a Samantha doll a long time ago. I'm still haven't got to these outfits. This intro is still in, or this beginning is still an intro. So let me start with, I guess I'll just start that way and work my way across. Maybe because I like these boots the best. So you'll have to forgive me that I won't know what to call each outfit, or if it pertains to an episode or anything like that. But even if Shondell made these fashions herself, I would love them because they're just brilliant for Wednesday, even as is. And from what I can tell in the picture she made, this is supposed to be like a long shirt that she wears over tights with another shirt underneath. And from the picture that she included, this looks perfectly replicated. Little buttons there. Are they functional? I don't think they need to button up. No, they don't button up because the way she looks like she wore them in the show was that way. So she just put them in. She just, how would you say, design the shirt so that the buttons stay in the position they should be. And then it has a long sleeve undershirt that sticks out. The sleeves come beyond the sleeves of the black shirt. And these are functional buttons, so I would have to unbutton it and button it back up. And then she made these, they're not fishnets because it doesn't look like Jenna Ortega is wearing fishnets. They're some kind of material that look almost like they're tights, but they're really hard to, I don't know if you can see it through my hand, flowery kind of, maybe some kind of pattern that, from what I could tell in the still, looks like a perfect replica of the one from the show. And I don't know if these are the perfect boots, so that's it's not the designer's fault or anyone's fault but mine if they don't end up being the right look with what she's wearing here. But really, for any of these looks, even if I didn't have black shoes, I probably could have worn her, call them meat shoes still, with any of these outfits anyway, right? And also from the looks of the pictures, Wednesday wasn't wearing her W/M necklace, so I think I can still keep this sewn onto her meat dress, which I might just have to display on a dress form beside her because I love this dress. I don't know, that's kind of silly too though because I already have her to have that look, so I don't know. Do I need both dresses? Maybe, but I'll think long and hard about it if I would want to part with this anyway, because it's a really detailed dress that you won't find. Like handmade clothes are amazing, but there's just something about the velvet that they use and everything like that from the meat outfits. And I don't remember having this much trouble removing her dress last time. This wasn't the first time that Amazon Canada got a limited edition doll, a limited edition American Girl doll. And when they first arrived to the site or to the app, they were so much cheaper than if they had been available on the American Girl website for us to get here. I don't know what the difference is. I think it's about $80. When you do the conversion, everything like that, I think it's about an $80, somewhere between $80 and $100 Canadian difference. So this happened originally with the Peaches and Cream Barbie dolls a few months now, I guess probably back in the summer. And I do have a theory as to why that is, which let's just say that this is the last time I'm going to be showing you a limited edition doll, but on here over the next little while. But the other doll, I'm just going to wait until it's a little bit closer to Christmas. I'll just put it that way. But for reasons that we can only theorize, they introduce them at a really low price and then they shoot up. So while Wednesday is sold out everywhere else, like she sold out on the American Girl site and the Amazon site, she's not sold out on the Amazon Canada app because she's now been sitting there, at least the time I'm filming this, or when I looked like yesterday, they still had her, but she's gone from $340 Canadian up to I think about $420 Canadian. So yeah, there's something weird about how when they first bring them to the Canada app, they're cheaper, and then the prices go all over the place. They tend to start, by the looks of what I've seen observed, they tend to start at around 340, which is what happened with the Barbie dolls, and then it happened with Wednesday, and it's happened with a couple other dolls since. And if you're curious, so I have a theory that maybe the Wicked dolls will end up on the Canadian app as well, but I wonder if it'll be closer to the release of the movie, because she ended up, or the Wednesday Canada, the Canada stock of Wednesday ended up dropping around the time that the show did. So I wonder if that's what they're holding out on the Wicked dolls. They haven't shown up yet, and I was able to have someone help me the same way I had, and the same person who helped me with Wednesday. So I do have Alphaba coming on the way now because of the rotational strikes. So she is on her way. It's just there's no telling how long it'll take her to get here, because if she arrives in Canada and then as the strike happens in my region, she could sit there for who knows how long. So maybe now that it's on the doll, the tights are on the doll, you'll be able to see the design or the pattern within it. Before I put, you know what, let me put on her shirt. She probably looks a little funny right now. And it's not nice to show her this way. Oh, Velcro's all the way down, which makes things easier. And this is whenever I'm trying not to say this in a sound shady, but you always have to be careful when you're putting non-American Girl stuff on your American Girl dolls, especially a limited edition doll. I'm sure Sean Bell, because she's a collector too, she works with fabrics that either she knows are less dye transfer, that they're dye transfer resistant, because, you know, she wears them on her dolls. Because that's what happened. She made all these outfits for her Wednesday doll, and then we all flipped out. So she was like, okay, I guess I should try to make them for people too. So I'm saying I think that she, you know, as a collector herself, doesn't want to do anything that's going to dye transfer. But I always just like to say that there's anything that's black is prone or a risk to dye transfer. So these, as someone who hasn't even seen this in the show, it looks amazing as it's coming together. But I was just trying to say that, you know, if I'm aware that I have to be careful, let me put it that way, of how I keep it on her, or just decide, you know, this is my Wednesday I can play with, and just be okay with the fact that who knows, it could happen. And don't make fun of me if these boots look really, like if they're the wrong choice, because I don't know what goes with what, but I've never even tried this on American Girl, come to think of it. I have now. The moment I can no longer say that anymore, that I've never tried these on American Girl. Outfit 1 is a very fun look. I like it a lot. Obviously, that's why I pounced to try to get it. But now I'll show you. So you can see the design I was talking about, or the pattern in the tights. And now let me get my hands out of the way so you can see how she looks properly. Look cute, huh? Isn't that cool? And I realize it's not really fun that I'm showing stuff that, you know, because it's so exclusively sold in Canada that not everyone can have it. But maybe it's still fun to see. And you wouldn't even know that things like this exist otherwise. But I'm sure, you know, if you have somebody who makes clothes, I'm trying to look up and see if it looks okay when I just turn her around. If you know of somebody who makes clothes, so maybe I won't bother thing too much for this video, because I like her braids forward. And I feel like he sits a lot better on her shoulder when it's her meat outfit. So anyway, yeah, so I hope you can at least enjoy seeing them. The second outfit is very classically Tim Burton. As you can see, the black and white stripes that he tends to put in a lot of his movies, not just the Wednesday show. So it comes with thigh-high socks with the white stripe around it to, I guess, be an extension of the black and white stripes on her top, which is, I think it's sewn this way because I see Velcro on the back. So yeah, let me bring it forward to show you that. Again, as someone who hasn't seen the show, so I have to really look at the outfit to explain it, but it's got a cute little bow at the neck. That is so cute that it doesn't even seem like Wednesday, but the black and white stripes are perfectly Wednesday. And then it's got a ruffly black tulle skirt with more of the black bows. You can see them right there, but it may be a little hard to see because it's black on black. Cute, like cute, really cute layers. And then I'm going to put it with these boots and hope that it looks okay. Now, in case you didn't see that outfit long enough, I'll just keep it on the dress form beside me while I put her in the next outfit. Because I think that's the one unfortunate thing about showing 3 outfits at once is I'm not really giving you enough time to marinate on them, or myself really. And I also think I've subconsciously put them on, tried them on her in order of preference. I like them all. That's why I ordered them all. But I think, my most favorite is what's coming last, and then this is my second favorite, and that's my third favorite. But there's actually one outfit that's my first favorite, the one that she's wearing, like a shiny black vinyl puffer coat. And she's made a couple of them. I think maybe 2 or 3 at this point. No, more, at least 2 or 3. And I just haven't had luck on catching it. But one day I will, because I'm sure she'll make more. I should ask her. I should just pose the question if she's going to make more, because, like I said, I think I said she'll tag you if you ask for it. So I'm sure she knows. This shirt is so cute. It's definitely a style that I like because of Tim Burton, but also stripes are just fun. Oh, and also because I can only have her wearing one outfit at a time, because I'm really not opening the other Wednesday. I promise you that. But some of these pieces are really fun mix and match that you can even have other dolls wearing. It doesn't have to be necessarily for Wednesday. Looking at this skirt, I could see a lot of dolls wearing it. But because it's black, I would just have to keep in mind that it could potentially dye transfer. I must say, whoever was the fashion designer for season 2, I really like their style, because they did give a wide, like, even in these 3 looks alone, yeah, there's a lot of black and white, but I think even with so much black and white, there's so much variation in the different looks that she had. And I don't know if this spoils anything by seeing these. I can't tell, so I would say no. But just the only spoiler is that Wednesday got really fashionable is it called Nevermore High? In whatever school she's at. She's still at Nevermore High, right? So keeping in mind that I haven't seen the show, if I put the wrong boots with this, feel free to let me know, but don't be upset. It's just that I haven't seen what it is. And maybe her meat shoes would have looked cute, or I don't know. I don't think she would. I don't feel like she would wear running shoes with this. Ugh, maybe the sparkles aren't a good idea. That's probably not very Wednesday. But if she has 3 bows around her skirt, maybe she's evolved her style anyway. So anyway, this is a very cute episode. A very cute outfit. And I don't know, maybe I do. I think I like them equally. I don't think I feel right now that it's number 3 and 2. These are tied for number 2. And maybe when I see the next outfit, it'll be 3 tied for 1, the first place. The final outfit is the most detailed, so it was a bit more expensive. Not that I mind, because if something is really nice, I just kind of think about how much I like it, not how much it's going to cost. But these were, I think the first 2 were 45 Canadian, and I believe this one was 60 Canadian. But she said it was more work because this jacket here, the cropped jacket, she lined it, so I think it was more detail, more work, and so made sense to me. Really nice. Oh, they're really nice buttons. They're like metal, so they're kind of cold to the touch. And yeah, so you can see she fully lined it, and looks very professional to me. That's what I like about her outfits, is I feel like you can't really tell by looking at them that they're handmade. Not that handmade is a problem. I'm just saying I feel like I like the fact that it just looks, like it's been factory made, and she puts functional pockets every time. Oh, even on the back. And then maybe these should have higher boots because they look like they're cropped, and I have a feeling you're supposed to be able to, maybe the shoe, because I chose the short shoes for these, so that might be wrong. I might just end up putting those back on her if I don't like how this looks, but I don't know which one's accurate. And then it's got the same idea of the shirt, the white shirt underneath. I don't know if it's going to be the exact same. If I can get it open. It looks about the same, except I think it comes down in the back. So it's not quite a penguin. We call it a penguin tail shirt, but it definitely hangs lower, and it's probably because of the things that she wears with it. I don't know. I was about to open it as if I'm going to dress her, because she also wears this vest with it. This is a bit more, so I think in the show it looks a bit more checkerboard, and this looks a bit more gingham almost. But I would imagine it's very hard to find all the exact fabrics at this scale. So for me, as someone who hasn't seen the season yet, it looks amazing. And I just, even like I said, even if these weren't from a show, I would like to put it on her anyway, like not even having any association with the outfits being from the show. Just in case I forgot to say it in the beginning, when I was saying all that other stuff in the beginning that made the beginning so long, this is going to be my last Halloween themed video of the season, of the year. I was going to do more, but then other releases have come out, so now I have to sort of shuffle things around. And I was actually supposed to do this video, the Wednesday video, later on a Wednesday, but then I was like, you know what? I think everybody else did that too, and so I would kind of think I wanted to be join the party, but it's going to be on a Sunday, which has nothing to do with Wednesday, I realize. But regardless, at least I got to have one final, what do you call it, spooky season video, Halloween video before, the next season starts, because what's after Halloween, we all know. But to be clear, Wednesday is not just a Halloween doll. It's not that I would only bring her out during this, it's not really a holiday, but during this season, during this month. I mean, come to think of it, there are other way more Halloween dolls that I keep up all year long too. So for me, this is, and I think anybody would probably like these outfits the same way, that they could have them on their outfits, They could have these outfits on their dolls all year long, and it wouldn't even have to be Wednesday. Even though I absolutely love braids on dolls, the one thing about these kind of dolls with the Velcro clothes is Velcro attacks braids. Like this poor girl, I've been so careful, pausing whenever I need to, and it doesn't help. It's still snagging her hair, which I could probably fix, but I just think there's no braid as nice as a factory braid, so I just know I wouldn't be able to get her hair back this nice. And even though it was just, replicating what was in the show, these are such cute, I think they're called gaucho pants, right? Because they're shorter. And I know that they've had, Julie has pants like this in her wardrobe. I think that's the only reason I'm familiar with the term, but I think there was even another word for these type of pants that did not stick to my brain. So you may know it, and I'm just going to call them gaucho pants. And I hope that's not something that hasn't aged nicely like so many other words in our vocabulary. Yeah, they are short, so I don't know that those short shoes I chose will work. I'm going to go with the Maple Leaf boots. I do really like them, and it's fun that I've had now I have a reason to pull them out. I've been saving them for the holidays because they're part of a holiday outfit, but Halloween, that's a holiday. So let me get those on before I put on her, I was about to call it a bolero, her cropped jacket. There we go. I got there eventually. Or maybe the sparkly boots would look good with this. I like how that looks. Should I try on one? Let me try on one and I'll show you. And then if I'm wrong, you can sound out. You can... Oh, no, I think I really like the buckly ones. But let me just show you in case I'm wrong. And that way you can teach me to make her look better. Regardless of what she's wearing in the show, I just mean like what actually looks better on the doll. It is the Maple Leaf boot all the way for me, so let me know if you agree, because honestly, I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, especially when it comes to fashion, because it's often. However, I think we can all agree I don't need to try these short shoes on to know that they wouldn't be the right match for this style. Even I could tell that. Wait, does that mean I'm wrong and it actually would be better if she had short shoes? Let me know below. All right. Now is the moment that matters. Putting her jacket on and seeing it all come together. And another reason I put this on last, because this is the outfit I want her to wear for the next little while. So I just wanted, to be the one that I finish with, so that I don't have to change her again after, because changing her 3 times, and I don't know how long it's been that I've been sitting here, but this time period is a lot. I wouldn't want to have to do it again. So I was a little strategic about it, and subconscious as well. Is this supposed to be buttoned up? Because then I feel like you wouldn't be able to see her shirt underneath. Let me show you both. Let me show you it unbuttoned. I feel like it wouldn't button up if it was supposed to, if it wasn't supposed to. But I just feel like in the still that she showed from the show, I feel like more of the checkers, which might be, it's probably just beneath. Oh my God, I love this outfit so much. For real, I know I sound like I'm being dramatic, but I really like how it all came together. And I'm assuming these sleeves are supposed to come down because it makes it look cuter, just like this. You probably can't even see. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And the boots are the perfect choice, right? This is the best of the 3. Although I do think I may like, so this is definitely number 1, and then the other 2 are kind of tied for 2nd place. And I think if she does make another puffer vest outfit and I'm able to get one, if I can move fast enough, if I can pounce on it, then that may be tied with this one. If not, it may eke it out a little tiny bit more, but let me just show you up close because I'm doing a lot of talking and not enough showing. But yeah, this is, whether it's for Wednesday Addams and accurate to the show, I would just love it. I love all the black and whiteness, and I love the way it fits and everything. This is definitely my favorite Wednesday Addams outfit that I have now. And I'm for sure going to be having her displayed in it for a while. And let's see if Thing will sit on her shoulder with this outfit. That would be, oh no, interesting. I was thinking that she has too many layers now because I think it's like a jacket and this is a pretty thick, it's not a vest. I guess it's kind of like a vest underneath and then a shirt. You just can't see it because of her braid. What if I stuck her here? I just want you to be able to see Thing because Thing is actually really cool. I love that Thing comes with it. For the record, I like the piranhas in the box and how they display that way, but I don't like, I would never have her holding the piranhas because she only has them in that one scene in the show from what I remember from the first season. The Thing is always around. Well, again, he's always around in season 1. I'm hoping he's around in season 2 because I really like Thing. Yeah, these would be too short, but I love these as well. So anyway, I think that's all I need to say or show. And as I already mentioned, I have other limited edition American Girl dolls to open, Elphaba being one of them. And then it's probably pretty obvious who I'd be opening closer to the holidays. And while I realize it's not very fun or helpful to show outfits that are handmade and not really one of a kind, but they're pretty much one of a kind, it's not like I'm helping you decide if you want to get these. I just hope it was fun to see them on her because she is such a fun doll. And I do think Josefina was a good mold, even though a not smart like Kaya, for example, would have probably been better, or if they'd used maybe a boy mold because they're not smiling either. But I just like the fact that, you know, they use the original Hispanic mold for a Hispanic character. I always flinch kind of when I'm saying Hispanic because that's more of an American word than a Canadian word. But I think I understand the concept of it now. I hope I do. And so that's why I really like Josefina for. I think they just did a really good job on the doll itself. Hence having 2 of them now, one to play with and one just to keep as is. Now I think I've said everything I need to say. So let me know which of these 3 outfits was your favorite. And maybe if I get more outfits for her one day, I'll think of a way to share it. Who knows? It may be a little awkward now that, the moment has passed. But regardless, thank you for hanging out with me in this video, and hopefully I'll see you soon in the next one.